Rachel's Amazing Fitness Expo Progress stuns dad coach. Hello, this is Coach Bill. For every goal, there's a right way. That's the least amount of time, max results, and least injury. And there's a wrong way. That's wasting time, injury, and bad results. Let's vet the coach. I'm currently 222 at about 8-9% body fat. It's amazing how much gains I've made in the last 30 days. It's kind of unbelievable. 115 over 75 blood pressure. I get my blood work done every 6 months. My A1C is 5.1. My resting glucose is 78. My coronary calcium CT scan is clear in all 4 arteries. And I've got 42 years and 30,000 hours in the gym. So we started intense contrast prep March 5th, okay? And your weight is down 7% in 3 weeks. Truly amazing. What were the things you did to create that outcome? Because it was a very tricky conversation to have with my daughter saying, hey, I love you to death and you're amazing, but you got to tighten it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I put thought in how to create an outcome that didn't hurt your feelings, but created motivation. And that happened. And so
yeah, it did happen.
What did you do?
Well, first of all, I think the way that you kind of set me up was, I feel like you presented the mindset and you told me ahead of time. You were like, the first few months are going to be like this. The next few months are going to be like this. And so I feel like in my mind, I was very clear about, okay, here's where we are and I know where we're going to be. And so I kind of knew that transition was going to come because you had told me about it, which was good. But I think you presented it in a very nice way, by the way.
Good.
We did it.
I actually thought about it a lot. You know, to criticize or whatever. I was nervous that you'd take it personal.
No, not at all. But I mean, vet the coach, here we are. But the biggest thing I would say is definitely my diet. Probably 90% of my diet got cut out, but my body, I always knew when I would cut down my calories, I feel like my body functions better on like a more strict, like whole food diet. And so I feel like once I kind of transitioned back to that, it was like my body was like, oh, here we go. And
Okay.
I feel great. I feel really good. It took my body a while to adjust to like the energy, but I feel like I've been eating between 1,100 and 1,300 calories a day, and I track every single ounce, gram of everything I eat. And so I have everything in an app that I watch, but it was really hard at first, but kind of the last week I've noticed my energy levels have kind of been evening out and I've been feeling a lot better. The other thing I did is I walk to school and back, which takes about 20 minutes, but I remember you mentioning like you need to give your body time to get into that stage of burning fat. And so I started dedicating time at the gym after my workouts. I would squeeze this little like 15-gram protein pouch and then hop on the Stairmaster. And I've been doing between 25 to 35 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then I'll finish the rest off on the treadmill. So I made sure I was dedicating like specific time to that. And that's where I saw like the most changes.
That's awesome.
I'm just really pushing myself and it's been great.
I was really impressed. My birthday was last weekend and Rachel brought in a canned chicken and rice cakes. And it shows that level of dedication because that's what it takes. And we let her have one sushi roll, just one. Okay.
And it was phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's impressive because we're in a world where people have so many excuses and stories and nobody executes and mediocrity is fine and you're just nailing it, you know? So I think that's awesome.
Thank
now,
you.
tell me about your training and your strength.
My training and my strength, like in comparison?
Yeah. I mean, what you've done the last 3 weeks, because you're getting great results. You've dropped a lot of fat.
Yeah, I mean, I've kept on my lifts have stayed consistent. So usually I do like about a 3-day split. So I usually do back and biceps, and then I'll do shoulders and triceps, and then I'll do legs. And I'll kind of do that as like a little rotation. But I've been sticking to that. My strength, I usually with sets, I go between 3 and 4 sets per workout, and I try to stick between 8 to 10 reps, sometimes 6 to 8, depending on what I'm doing. But I mean, yeah, I think it's mostly the cardio and the eating that have just kind of dialed everything down.
Wow, it's really amazing. And your video sent me last week. You could just see details and like your muscles are popping and they look really, really good.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. Now you touched on cardio, but give me exactly what you're doing now. You're walking to school and back in the stairmat. Give me the exact routine.
Exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I mean, I walk to school and back, so it's 10 minutes there, 10 to 15 minutes there, 10 to 15 minutes back. And then for cardio, I go to the gym and I either do 30 to 35 minutes just on the stairs at a level 6, and I make sure my heart rate stays around 135 to 140.
Okay.
And then, or I've been doing 15 minutes on the stairs, and then just to keep myself entertained, I'll go on the treadmill at an incline of like 9 or 11 between there.
So people know you take your max heart rate at 220 minus your age, and then you go 60% of that. Okay.
Oh,
so as you age, I'm like at 120 what I do. You're younger than me, obviously, so you're higher. But that's kind of the general thing to burn fat, because when you're going higher than that, it's more cardiovascular, and lower that's no results, because that's a general thing.
Okay.
Tell me about your diet.
My diet. I wake up and I have a cup of black coffee, and I'm eating 30 grams of oats with 40 grams of blueberries in the morning, and then I have about 150 to 200 grams of egg whites, and then I come home, and this week I've been doing burrito or burger bowls, which I love because you can adjust the macros. So I'll do either diced up potatoes, and I'll do that with, or I did that this week with ground chicken, and then I did cut up pickles, shredded lettuce, and yeah, I made like a little burger bowl out of that. And then for dinner, the past like 4 nights, I've had the same thing. I had chicken breast, broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and sweet potato fries that I literally take sweet potato and I cut it up and I throw it in the air fryer and got sweet potato fries.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's your goal in another month? I know you come down 7% on your body weight, and you know the numbers. In the first 3 weeks. What's your goal in the next 4 weeks for the end of April?
Well, I think we probably kind of need to discuss that too, but I would plan on staying on the same path and hopefully keep
so another 7%.
Yeah.
Okay, and when I use the numbers, I'm subscribers, I'm not saying 7% body fat, I'm saying 7% of her body weight, which is really, really good way to get rid of fat and not be catabolic and reduce muscle. Are you practicing posing at all?
Posing, I've touched on a little bit here and there, but I definitely need to start setting aside time every week, at least a couple days, to make sure I'm getting into it.
It's very good cardio. You could probably look on YouTube to kind of practice. The squeezing of the muscles is so essential, and it really creates muscle detail that's different than weights. And so now's the time to kind of 2 to 3 times a week get in that posing in. It's not convenient, it's not easy, but it's so beneficial. So I did a video in Ibiza in July, and it's knocking on 800,000 views. And this video, I was on a cruise and I was eating cheesecake and I was sunburned, which creates edema, and I didn't do any prep whatsoever. Okay. And for me, the prep is all about the last 2 weeks of carb loading and depleting and sodium, potassium, because you get that muscles huge, skin real thin. So what I've decided to do is during the month of June, I am gonna get contest shape. I'm gonna prep with Rachel the last month in June. So I wanna do another video, and my video, the one in Ibiza will get 1 million views by the time that happens. And this one, because I do it right and I'll be shredded, I'm hoping to get 5 million views. And see, the good news about this is Rachel and I be able to compare notes that she's not alone in that last 2 weeks, because that last 2 weeks can be very grueling, and you're fatigued. And when you sodium load, your body looks very, very watery, and you have to have the mindset. So I'm gonna do that with her, and I'm very, very excited. You know?
I'm excited too. That'll be great.
So if you like my content, I think you should subscribe. Really helps me bring better content, and I'd appreciate it. Now, Coach Bill offers coaching with guaranteed results, whether you want to live longer, be more attractive to the opposite sex, have the summer body, Revenge is good, you know? Male and female, you get broken up with, get that revenge body going. I offer a free 10-minute consultation and I guarantee results. We come up with a plan and I guarantee it. So let's recap. Rachel's weight's down 7% in 3 weeks. That's phenomenal. What is she doing in regard to diet? Looks like high protein, moderate carbs, very low fat. Training and strength is high. She's training very hard. Cardio, she's doing a dual regime, walking to school and the Stairmaster. And the goal by 4:30 is another 7%, and she's gonna practice her posing. So anything in closing, Rachel?
I don't think so. I'm feeling really good. Gonna keep on a positive path.
Yeah, I'm proud, I'm excited. You're doing such a good job.
Thank you.